Hey guys, Sash here. Let's see. So in this time, I'm going to be bringing you guys along for just my experience of painting an AC and decaling it and whatnot. And I guess I'm also going to build one real quick. Sometimes I get requests from people who are like, "Ew, Sash Pac-Man, how you make them pretty colors?" And, well, this is going to be the guide for you. So hopping into it here, actually. Let's see, I'm gonna build something first, because I need something to be decaled. It's gonna be a tank, sorry. If you don't like tanks. Let's see. I don't quite remember the frame off the top of my head, is the issue. Let's see then, that looks about right. I'll have to apologize for just going over this shit like instantly, but whatever. I guess I'm just gonna be making like a fun little range tank. I usually keep my lasers on the left side because that's the hand that doesn't really need a lot of micromanaging. Let's see, can I get Kojo on here? Maybe I could if I was crazy. Yeah, we could do it. Although that's kind of draining, fuck. I don't know. We'll keep trying to buff out soft power strikes. Let's see how that goes. Put something else in here, maybe missiles. Could work. Bays, let's see. I usually throw something like a CEMG behind my autocannon. Unless it's an autocannon tank, in which case I just put whatever back there. Especially if it's like a heat cannon or something, I typically want something that's good with the headliner builds behind it, so if I end up fighting a lightweight as a tank, I don't need to worry about landing heat cannon hits. And then we'll just throw a saw back here and see what happens. Oh, I can get some good recoil resistance numbers, so let's see. Maybe I have to stack weight here. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm gonna want to go for something that's a little bit heavier. Can I get my recoil resistance up higher? Let's see, maybe a head like this? Could work. Don't know how good that would be though. Oh well. Let's see, maybe just beef the weight of this thing. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Although that has lower lock time, shit. You know what, beggars can't be choosers. Let's see, what else can we throw back here? Maybe a GAT? Oh no, fun thing is sentries are hilarious on tanks, just for stacking recoil resistance. Although they're a little bit draining, shit. Nah, maybe I shouldn't go with that. Maybe 2 Sawas? A little bit of range. Don't want to make it ridiculous though, and I don't want to add unnecessary drain. The shield do it, I wonder? No, you're lighter. Damn. CE shield. I don't especially need CE defense though. Try heavier laser cannon. I don't really know what's good though. I usually just use whatever I'm using right now. But we could bump up our generator maybe. That could do it. I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of rushing anyhow, because I'm a fat build. We'll try proccing for now and just see how it goes out. And I think that's it for now. So now we're going to get to painting this bad boy. And I think this is going to be the more informational bit, because for me, decaling an AC is really, I guess, a pretty pretty simple matter. I usually just spam shit like this, which I'll show you what this is. This is basically just a bunch of grunge layers. Only like what, 12, 13 of them, just stacked on top of each other, varying opacities and different colors. So you'll see this thing is actually not opaque at all. Just different colors primarily. Let's see, I think the lower paints are lower opacity. Yeah, we've got 75 and such. Basically, you just want to sort of stack these, give the ability to have paint scheme show up underneath, but also give you the ability to sort of darken things. You can use varying opacities if you want. I'll probably be borrowing this that I used from the Striker Eureka thing. I want to do a little bit more with the triangle pattern here, but that's probably going to be a thing for a later episode, or I may just include the decals that I use, or like the editing that goes down when I try to remake this and make it interesting. This is also for Striker Eureka, just numbers and shit, made to look you make you look good. Let's see, basic glowing light is another tool that decal people use. This is just three lights on top of each other in a certain color that I like, which is sort of blue. You can do a lot with this, so I'll probably show a couple tricks. This is our Tonalico font, lol. Just there to make things look pretty. Same thing with this for if I want to do like lines or something. This is just building on that a little bit more complex than normal. This is just a fancy decal that I've got that I sometimes throw on. Stripes. Let's see how you can do that. So you see I got a white background. I got shapes and shit in here. Got some grunge. Zooming in on emblems like this, like from the story mode or whatever, just the emblems that you get can give you that sort of texture pattern in the background. And then I like to use this thing, this layer, that like a low opacity, sort of give it a little bit of more texture gray in the background. And I think that should explain most of it. Do I have anything else in here? Oh yeah, blood spatter. This is a fun one. I think I have two different colors here, but it's just grunge layers really. It's pretty simple, and I think these are not opaque at all yet. They're 100% opacity. Is there anything else in here? It's a player number, all those silly decals. I think that's about it. So I'm going to color this thing first, and then probably get to it. It's a color pattern that I've been using normally that I kind of like. So for my weapons, I want all this specific color if I can, because I thought it looked lovely. Yeah, saving things in this little user color data pattern, or whatever you do to store these things, really handy. I freaking love it, because now I don't need to like write down all the colors that I use all the time. Is that hex pattern gonna look good? We'll try it. I like to make my weapons look a little bit different in some cases, so just like varying it up a little bit, just for funsies. Alright, now the frame parts. I don't really have anything super in mind for this. I think I might use this sort of blue coloration, although we'll see what looks nice. Typically, if you're going to be doing a lot of decaling, your AC is going to take on the color of the decals, so you're only really worried about the decalable surfaces when it comes to coloring them. So it's not entirely going to matter what I pick here. Let's see. This could work. I can just go with this sort of moot color scheme and we'll edit away. I think we'll run with this for now. Right then. So emblem, I'll just throw on something silly for now. Then we got John Cena. Crap fight. I can worry about this later. Right then, so decals. So it's going to take you a minute to be able to load in your usual stuff. For me, my usual is sort of a darkening opaque layer, some light. Probably going to throw in some designs like this. I want to use some more of this. Let's see what I can do with numbers as well. I can sort of add some detail, pardon me. Some caution stripes might be nice. These two layers are really nuts. Mostly it's just playing with light when it comes to these things. Let's see. You have to forgive me, I need to do a little bit of cleaning in here. There's a lot of just BS garbage that needs to be cleared out. Alright, that should be about enough. So I usually just go head to toe when it comes to decal and things. Oh, why is that there? I don't remember selecting that. Oops. You need to be changed to... What was I going to change you to? There we go. Right then. So sorry if I'm rambling, but that's kind of just the nature of these things. So for our undercoat, I think I want to use this. And we're just going to see how this looks. Yeah, it's going to give us a little bit of detail there. Although that was my main shortcoming with this little particular decal, is that the details didn't come out harsh enough, or as harsh as I usually like. But that's not really that big of a deal, because we're going to try to make them pop a little bit more. Or it's really just going to be an undercoat, so it's going to change the coloring of this head part a little bit. I'm going to move these down, and see what this looks like. Okay, so we need to... One thing that's a little bit annoying when you're decaling things is that you need to afford for them splashing onto other parts of the AC that you haven't decaled yet. Which means that things will like cover each other, which can be a little bit annoying. So there we go, we sort of preserved that look there. Just by changing whatever we're facing a little bit. If we want a barcode on our face, let's go for it, sure. That looks hideous, never mind. We shrink this. On the side of our head. Fine placement is usually a pain in the ass, but that should do alright there. And then what else can we throw on? We can throw on our, yeah, put one of these here. So we want to get it there where it's not going to be obstructing the already existing details. And how's that? And then I'm going to try to underlight this a little bit and see what happens. I don't usually work with the roll-in head in this way, but we will see. So we're going to put a light layer there, and then we're going to move it down a little bit. And I guess we're just going to see what this ends up doing to the layers. No, because that shit's not opaque enough, where it's not translucent enough to really give us much work to do with. Let's see. Yes, that's not really all that helpful for us. So we can leave this on top of those. No, not going to be worthwhile, I don't think. So we can fetch our sort of darkness and throw that over, and that's going to give us a much darker tone there. You see it's kind of a camouflage blue pattern underneath the black. So in a sense, it does preserve it, but it also makes it a lot harder to see. But we can just move our other decals below it, and we'll zoom in and see how this looks. We got a little color sticking out there where the decal is sort of, the head part is obstructing itself. We'll probably solve that with a little bit of tweaking, but I'm not really going to be concerned about that for the moment. So it looks alright. Oh, whoops. Alright, I think we've sorted that then. Yeah, there we go. Alright, cores. Jotun core is a pretty good core for decals, just because you've got these flat sides and shit, and they're pretty conductive to decal work. And I hear if you have the battle damage parts DLC, you can get some pretty sweet coloration and bloom effects out of it. just by putting on some colors, like body white decal, it'll sort of warp it a little bit. Which can be cool, unless you're not going for that, in which case, well, too bad. Although the front of this is always a pain in the ass. Let's see, is that going to look alright? Yeah, might as well. And we'll get the back here, just leave a little bit more detail. There we are. Remember to angle your decal correctly when you apply it, because sometimes it can look really wonky if you do it at a sour angle. We're going to darken it a little bit and just see how this looks. And don't forget to like change your rotation on the decals to give yourself a little bit of an edge up. See, there we go. Looks like it's kind of, it's not just straight gloss black. It's got like a little bit more life to it, I think. Normally I'm kind of prejudiced against just all black ACs because I think they're really silly, but recently I've just been doing this a lot and I think it looks alright. Now I think because of how we angled that, we got some of the top to look not so hot, so we're going to try to angle it and avoid marking over stuff that we've already worked on. Let's see if we can get that to work. We can cover the bottom of this here too. There we go, that should do. We'll have to get the top here, which we sort of missed. At least I think we did. Alright, remember you can just back out here and see what this looks like when you zoom out a little bit. I think that looks alright. Throw on some more numbers just to see what we can do with it. And attach it to one of these singular little armor plates here. Does that show up? Yeah, it sort of does. Add some little road stripes or whatever. I usually label my SCs in all the same spots, so you can kind of look out for who's doing what. Oh, see, there's an example of improper angle. You need to get a better angle at it for the decal to show up correctly. There we go. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Let's sort of catch that. And then let's see, I also like to throw a little bit of light shading in here, just shrink it down a little bit and kind of give the core of the AC a little bit of glow. Although in this case there's not really anything decalable in that small area, so we'll try to narrow it and make it grow out a little bit more. Here we go, we'll see how this looks. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We'll try that along the bottom of the sides on the armor as well, kind of giving it like a fake line art look to it, or line on decal. You know, people really find like line work decals to be pretty popular. There we go. Let's see how this looks. As you can see, like, yeah, there you go, along the edges. It sort of accentuates it. All right, I'll flip it over, try to do the same over here. I never really worry about being completely like symmetrical with these. I mean, I don't. It's usually just a pain in the ass to try to get it exactly right, so no harm in fucking it up even slightly. So there we go, that should look alright. Now for arms. Arms remarkably seem to have a lot of color on them, and sometimes not so much. Like for here, we can get this side of it. It's going to give me a lot of surface area, but of course that doesn't really turn out all that much. The face of it as well seems to be a prime spot for decaling. So you can sort of get as much detail in there as you'd like. Although careful for avoiding overlap, because that can kind of ruin a nice color scheme you got going. Like when you're trying to avoid coloring over the face plates for the armor plating. So we'll see how that looks. Yeah, there we go. And then the back as well. I don't know if you can decal that. No, yeah, you can. Alright. And then don't forget behind the arm. I think you can get a little bit more on the elbow here. Am I right? No, it doesn't look like that. If you're ever looking for what you can decal on a build, just throw some light on the arms, and it'll highlight, you know, everything that you can decal there. Let's see, we're gonna darken these as well. Just generally fuck around. There we go. I'm gonna see if we can try to avoid streaking with this though. Let's see, did we? No, yeah, it doesn't look that bad. So as you can see, you can kind of see it there on the top here. The more translucent decal darkens the overall color of it, and gives you a little bit of, like it hides the base paint, but it gives you a little bit more to experience or whatever. Like when you look at it, it's not just black. You can see sort of the faint outlines of whatever's going on underneath it. And here I'm just going to try to add a little bit of detailing here. You're not really going to notice it, I don't think, because the tank is going to be, you know, fighting hard in most cases. Let's see if we can do it from behind here. No, it doesn't really look all that good. So let's see. That's some of this red shit. Is that area alright? No, let's do caution tape. A lot of this is just trial and error, or really whatever you think looks best. Let's see, we'll line that up there and that should be alright. Yeah, perfect. So I can see it on the side. And actually I still want to fit in some of this lighting here, so we're going to try it around here maybe. Will that do? Yeah, that'll do. Great. Alright, next arm. Basically just doing the same thing. If you're looking to try to copy this kind of style, really just try to make a little geometric bit here. This one that I have, that I'm using right now, is, you know, really underdeveloped, I'd say. I'm going to try to make a more advanced one later. You know, never try to expect perfection on your first try. That's something that I kind of learned the hard way. You know, you really just can't mind it if you know, your first go at the emblem or the decal just doesn't turn out right. Because you can always revisit it and make it better later. Let's see, yeah, we're going to darken this a little bit. Oh, an Emperor Genshin. Well, he will have to wait, because I'm entertaining company, which is you, the viewer. Which, I guess you could say is happening through space and time, because this will be a recording, and the me that is giving you this may not exist. Which would be interesting. Did I get everything there? I think I did. So we are go to try to keep this thing a little bit of edging on it. They're not going to be as prominent as the other arm, but let's see. Yeah, you can hardly see that at all. So we'll give it a bit on the other side here, maybe along this little armored strip that's kind of prominent. How's that look? You can kind of see that. Alright, and let's not forget the grading here on the side. yeah, as I thought, it's going to sort of spill over onto the armor bits of the hands. So we're going to have to do this a little bit different way that I would prefer to do. I'm just going to try to enlarge this a little bit and make it kind of fit. It's going to be a stretch, but you know, with a little bit of luck, nobody will really notice. We'll try to angle it a little bit so it makes it less prominent. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now the legs. There's tons of work that can be done here on the legs usually. Especially on tanks, there's just so much fucking surface area to deal with. So I like to start at an angle, just because there's, you know, a lot of crap. And you want to try to avoid overlapping as much as you can. You're going to get the whole thing, you got plenty of layers, so don't really worry about that all that much. Alright, so we've colored this side pretty well, I think. As I was saying earlier, just general, like, not really formless, but like, just geometric shapes for patterns. They can work pretty well because they can add a level of detail to an AC, and you can sort of just apply them willy-nilly. And it's not going to be like really all that bad per se, because unless you're going for the completely symmetrical look, it's just going to come out like a cool pattern. Like as you can see there, like that wasn't intentional around here, this sort of rear bumper or whatever area. Like that looks pretty sick, and it's not going to look anything like it over here. But, you know, it is what it is, and you're going to be masking it as well, so there you have it. Now, especially when there's a lot of surface area, you want to try to avoid coating the whole damn thing multiple times, because opacities will stack, and you can get something that's just completely opaque, and that's not going to allow any of your undercolor to seep through. So here it's going to be a little bit darker in the middle, I think. Yeah, you can see that kind of spilling over. That's something you want to try to avoid. So I'm going to try a different way to do this. We're going to go here on the side. Just go in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, like this. We'll try to paint it almost down the middle, if we can. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is not going to work though. How's that look? Looks like it needs a little bit of work. We'll probably just end up doing this individually then. Here it goes. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of a line that you can kind of try to mitigate. I'm gonna try to hide it with another decal maybe. Oh well. Alright then, I think that covers just about everything on here. That little line in the middle is really bothering me though, so we'll see what we can do about that. Thankfully I can do something about that with something like this. Yeah, well, that's going to make it really dark. I can try being extra meticulous about that. Or, no, that looks okay. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, there we go. Right, so we're going to elongate this a little bit and sort of give it a glow from below. How's that going to look? That doesn't really seem to want to stick. Maybe we can angle it a little bit. There we go, along the edges there. Can I emulate that on the next side then? Let's see. Or maybe I'll angle it a little bit. We'll pull it up here. Does that work? There we go. Although that sort of gives us a little bit of bleeding over. So we'll angle it a little bit more. There we go. Nice. Alright, so it's going to try to emulate that on the next side. There we go, we can kind of get the same effect going. And if you see me jumping around, that's because I'm holding down the, the right bumper. Or I guess R1 for your PlayStation, you sort of flip it about. And then holding L1 will let you turn the orientation a little bit. Now I'm just backing out to reset that. Let's see, so I'm going to flip orientation over here. And will this work? Let's see, I need to change the angle though. You can't flip angles, which is kind of a pain. Let's see, I bet this is going to work. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So I think that's effectively what we're trying to go for here. Now we'll give one here in the base, and probably zoom that out a little bit much there. Move it back. How's this going? That looks pretty sick. Maybe a little bit too much there. Let's zoom in. Did that work? Shit. Alright then, so now here's a fun thing you can do, especially on tank legs, is you can, once you've sort of got it how you like it, you can give it a little bit of highlights in between the armor, or in between the decals. So we're going to move this down in between the layers that are masking it, so it's going to act like it'll be affected by both, I guess. Although, let's see, maybe, oh no, I know what we're going to do with this. So this is just me thinking of this on the fly. We're going to experiment a little bit. Does that look okay? Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. Alright, let's change that a little bit. What can we do with it? No, I don't think that color. What can we do? We could do lines with our light as well, although I sometimes stay away from this just because it doesn't look quite as awesome as you would expect. That, and I'm not really the kind of guy that works with lines all that much. So let's see. Nah, I think we'll skip out on that. Well, back to plan A again. There we go. Of course, the worry in this case is that, oh no, it's not symmetrical, so when I do it from the other side it may look a little bit wonky, but no, it is what it is. Here it's covered a little bit more significantly, so you can really see the difference. Although, actually, what happens if I put it below the other layer? I believe it will sort of still show up. Let's see. Yeah, it's sort of still there, but not so much. We're rapidly running out of layers, which is interesting. It's hidden a lot better over here. What that is. That's weird. Shoot, I forget which one I was working on. Oh well. Yeah, see, you're over here, you're completely hidden. Maybe I over-applied someplace? That's the thing, is that you kind of have to go back and check and see what you've done. Yeah, let's see, I only went over that area once. Just I think. Alright, so which one was it? Did that do anything? Perhaps level. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it may be the lighting area? All we can do is just try to keep messing with it. Does that work? Well, whatever. I'm not really gonna get too worried about it. Yeah, that's weird that one side was a bit darker than the other. Oh well. Let's see, we're throwing on our serial lettering here. Got a nice spot for it. Maybe over here. there we go, that looks alright. Yeah, that's at a bad angle there. Hold on. You always want to try to be flush with the surface before you decal it. Otherwise it sort of stretches it. Yeah, it looks okay to me. In my opinion, decaling an AC is kind of like adding direct decorations. Man, I can't talk. It's been a long day. Decorations to your house. So let's see if we can just make this nice. And yeah, that sort of red coloring is not doing so hot with the sort of style that we're going for right now. Let's give ourselves some caution over here. Yeah, work. We can do it down here, yeah. That should work. Just make people aware that we are sending debris down there. Let's make it thinner if we can. The proper angle too. My one complaint is that fine movement like this with the joystick is difficult. Alright, there we are. And let's see how she looks. Back out of here and just... Oh, one thing that I should maybe illustrate is that I can change any of these just by like swapping them out here, so we'll see what it looks like if I change. You know, this. It'll change everything that's on the AC that already is that, so we get a different result, as you can see. It can be handy if you just want to swap something out for a new version of a decal. Let's see what this looks like, just to be funny. Yeah, we get a little bit more splotchy. It's fun to play with, I'll say. Let's see what else we can we do. Try eels. Eels are a cult favorite. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Although generally the colors that I use are all pretty much the same, so it's not that big of a change. What were we using originally? Oh yeah. There we have it. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and back out and see how this thing looks. Alright, yeah, you can definitely see that one side is more clearly marked than the other. With the pan the neck, I'll probably go change it later, but... Alright. I don't know, I'm pretty content with it. I hope you guys learned a little bit. I guess I'll throw this an AC test and we'll see how it looks in combat. So yeah, you can still see our original paint there, sort of yellows and browns and whatnot, it's still visible, although we have the blue and sort of blackish coloration there as well. The highlights stand out, or at least the lighting tricks played. we can go back into paint and mess with that a little bit. I think that's what I'm gonna go do. After you've decaled an AC is a fun time to go change the paint, I find. Because, you know, digital media is something special in that we can edit what we've done after we've done it. So if we're not happy with the result, we can go ahead and change it. Which is just a modern marvel, I guess. We can go pink. A deep red, maybe? That could work. Let's see, I want to see if I can find a compliment to it. Oh, bright. Well, that looks nuts. Oh, we have a little bit of discoloration there in the back, where we sort of splash something on it that was not entirely meant to be. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, I guess that's basically it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, or learned something at least, yeah. And I guess I'll cut it here.